December 13th. Welcome to Ukraine Update. Here's what we've been breaking down today because every piece connects. This week exposed something dangerous, not just about Russia, but about how the world is being carved up in real time. The Russians were supposed to occupy Kyiv in 3 days. Instead, 4 years later, they've successfully occupied Washington. Because while Ukraine is fighting, not just with weapons, but with truth, powerful capitals are negotiating with lies. Two villains, one goal. How Trump and Putin are attacking Europe together. Reality versus propaganda, democracy versus dictatorship, resistance versus appeasement. Welcome to Ukraine Update. Here's what we're breaking down today, because every piece connects. How Zelensky pulled off not one, but two legendary plot twists that didn't just embarrass the Kremlin, they detonated carefully maintained myths. Why the Trump administration is no longer just misreading this war, but actively advancing outcomes that align with Russian interests in reshaping the world order. How Europe has quietly become the number one enemy, and not just for Moscow, but increasingly for Washington too. Whether Europe has finally crossed the line, moving from endless defense and statements to actual retaliation. And how Ukraine's version of sanctions, not written on paper but enforced through precision and innovation, are proving to be the most effective pressure Russia has faced so far. This isn't just a war update. It's a real David and Goliath story. Ukraine is fighting. The question is, will we? Welcome to Ukraine Update. I'm Slavie. Let's say hello to our panel today because, and we'll do it really quick because we have a lot of news to get through today. First up, Johnny, how's it going?
Oh, no.
Great.
Muted.
Oh, great.
Okay, well, we'll move
Can you guys
on.
hear me?
There we go.
now
Yeah.
you can.
All right, sorry about that. Anyway, very excited to see everyone. Lots to cover, like Slavie said. Let's get a good stream going.
Absolutely. Then we have James with us. Welcome. How's it going?
Hello, hello. Greetings from Ukraine. Yeah, I have lots to talk about, I'm sure. Some of you might know that I've joined Azov. I'm part of the 3rd International Battalion of the 12th Special Purpose Brigade of Azov Corps. And I'm currently head of the FPV fiber optic drone laboratory.
Cool.
We definitely have a lot of questions for you. That's
Yeah,
for sure.
it's not often you get somebody that's actually in the Azov group proper that can hang out. So this is going to be cool.
And working with drones and fiber optics, that's the rockstar level right there.
Yeah.
Дуже дякую.
Nice.
Then we have Commander Macmillan with us. How are you?
I'm doing great.
Fantastic. And our host, Dick, how are you doing?
Decent. Well, very concerned, confused, frustrated, and outright angry at some of the news, quite a bit of the news. I got a little blurb I want to do as we go in, and I want to follow a few of the pieces as we, let's play follow the heavy crude after, shall we? There's lots to dig into. Plus, we're going to rip James's brain apart and get into some Azov goodness as well. The mods will be dropping James's link. There's a link to a website as well as his YouTube channel as well. And the website is very cool. Check it out because there's Azov goodies there.
Interesting. Before we get into the news, please don't forget to like the streams on all the channels we are streaming on. Subscribe if you're new here, and welcome. Share this out because the stories that matter most are always the ones power hopes you'll scroll past. So help us out. Thank you so much.
Well said. Well said. So where do you want to start us off, Slavie?
Let's start with the good news because the news has been extremely dark lately. So let's start with the good news. Zelensky proves that he has balls of steel again. President Zelensky once again proved that he's pretty much the best leader there is right now, because he
Literally the man.
Yeah.
yeah. He personally visited Kupiansk, a city Putin falsely claimed was captured. For the past 3 months, Russians have been saying
Yeah.
that they captured it. And Putin himself, right before, said that they've captured it. And also, Putin invited foreign journalists to come and see for themselves. So the day after Putin announced this, guess who shows up? Zelensky shows up. Zelensky stood less than 1 mile from Russian lines under active drone and artillery threats.
Yeah.
He filmed a very taunting video on location exposing Moscow's fake victory narratives in real time. This was very important to do because it was mostly for Washington to see that Russia is not invincible, and to counter Russians' lies, because Russians are lying to Washington. They're not winning, they're not advancing much. Um, we do have, I don't know, Dick, if you have prepared the snail map.
Oh,
Yeah.
yes,
That's
here.
great. Starsky shared that today, I think.
Yeah.
So if a snail would start from Russia, when the invasion started, the snail would already be in Poland. Snail is faster than Russians advancing.
Yeah.
I want to read something real quick. This is from the Institute for Study of Warfare, their assessment for yesterday. This is a quote. It took Russian forces 41 months to advance 19 kilometers from the western outskirts of Lysychansk to central Siversk. Ukrainian forces liberated Liman in early October 22 during their successful September-October offensive, and the Russian forces have since been trying to recapture the town and continually claim they've done so, but haven't done so yet. And I think this highlights exactly what you're saying, is the Russians will make these utterly outlandish claims, and they bear almost no relevance to the reality on the ground.
Yeah.
Wishful thinking
At best.
by Russians. Yeah.
In fact, in another area, I won't read the direct quote from it, but they said they've taken to using the bad weather to infiltrate people through the lines, to hoist Russian flags in various places and take pictures of it so they can post it on social media and say, see, proof that we've infiltrated or we've occupied town X. Except it's like two guys who raise a flag and immediately either desert or get captured.
Yeah, they almost immediately die, pretty much.
Yeah, it's just dumb.
So it was actually Ukrainian National Guard that did this. The Kartia Corps liberated these northern districts of Kupiansk.
Mhm.
Also, Ukrainian forces, they retook the villages of Kindranishka and Radkivka. Russian units were encircled, with Ukrainian soldiers reporting the occupiers couldn't understand what was happening. I do want to add, I was trying to get this confirmed, but I think they also use a lot of drones. Maybe James, maybe you know more about this. I tried to get it confirmed, but I couldn't do it. But I am hearing that they used a lot of robots, basically.
Oh, in the Hartia Brigade?
Yeah.
Yeah, they're starting to do that and both ground assault drones and a lot of drones. It's just drones everywhere.
Yeah.
That's my technical response to that, actually.
Well, yeah. So even Russian military bloggers were forced to admit Ukrainian advances after that. Russian General Gerasimov November claim of Kupiansk capture was completely debunked. And yeah, Zelensky stood in front of a Kupiansk city sign less than 2 kilometers from Russian drones and artillery and said, reality speaks for itself. And that single moment destroyed months of Kremlin propaganda.
Hmm.
Yeah. Let
So
them
I
eat
hope
that.
Washington gets the message here.
Yeah,
Yeah, there it is, the snail.
sense.
yeah,
Yeah.
and then you scroll down, and the snail would be in Vienna right now.
Yeah. Crazy.
Just to touch on Russian side, how they work with all this. Russia is notorious for reporting upwards to their commanders on things that they're doing, and sometimes they report because the commandment is detached from what actually happening on the ground. But they are eager to reward the lower commanding officers with positions, with medals for something that they've done, even though they haven't done it a lot of times. So there have been reports that Putin has been presented with advances on the battlefield, like on his table, and he would be told, look, we took this thing, we took that thing, and he would give them medals, he would give them positions, ranks would be progressed in that for those people. And then it would turn out all those advances were false. And this happened multiple times. And another thing, so this is bad for Russia because the commanding officers, they make decisions based on that. They think we already took some lands for them, and those lands are not there. So they send people in, and they're not fully prepared for people like James on the ground in position, and just start safari shooting those soldiers, the foot soldiers on the ground.
It's a common story that Russian soldiers have, which is, oh, our commanders told us there were no Ukrainians here. Our commanders told us that we were going into one of our own trenches. And then they get there, and it's otherwise, shall we say?
There's a long history of this with the Russian army. I mean, you go back even into Tsarist times, and officers would make these or report these huge claims of advances and everything, because if you didn't, then it was seen as you failing, which would get you relieved and sent to a dangerous sector or something.
Yeah.
So what you did is you exaggerated the smallest things to make it sound like you were hugely successful. And it's not just in wartime. There's a number of very interesting YouTube videos you can look up where they talk about the Russian Air Force during the Cold War, where squadrons would report the most outlandish claims of how accurate their fires were and how much training time they had done in the air, when in fact they'd almost not taken off at all. It was all completely fabricated, and the fuel that would have been used for these training flights was sold on the black market for somebody's dacha construction somewhere.
Well, even in this war, the Russians appear to have destroyed the Ukrainian Air Force like several times over, according to their own propaganda. How Ukraine just magically just pops up with more MiGs.
No. Those are all space aliens.
Oh, got it. But it really dates back to the Potemkin village.
Yeah, it does.
It's Catherine the Great, man. Or not so great, as the case may be.
And look at the reporting, how each town that Russia eventually takes, it's being reported several times, at least 6 or 7 times. They report, okay, we took it, then they didn't take it, then again we took it, They didn't take it. And it goes on for months. And we all have to be mindful of that. Just because Russia says they did something or they advanced somewhere, don't trust it until you hear it from Zelensky, from him coming over and telling you, no, we're still here.
Yeah.
Oh, it's like MAGAs believing Fox News. Oh, what did I say? I'm sorry. I didn't mean to do that.
Hey,
Yeah.
I'm the one who can't talk about politics. You guys can talk all you want.
Trust me, I will.
Well,
Let's build on Kupiansk momentum because Ukraine unleashed its largest drone campaign of the war, devastating over 50 Russian fuel and military sites since autumn, including refineries, airfields, and a Caspian rig. Do you know how far away that is?
Yeah,
Caspian?
crazy
Far.
town.
And slashing Moscow's logistics and exposing vulnerabilities far beyond the front.
yeah.
From December 7th to 12th, strikes hit chemical plants in Novgorod, Smolensk, disrupting production. Krasnodarska substation in occupied Luhansk, blacking out Russian ops 140 kilometers from lines. And a 9th Motor Rifle Brigade drone depot near Donetsk city, which is 53 kilometers from the front. Sea drones forced Russia's Black Sea Fleet to retreat within 25 miles of ports, curbing missiles launches. Group 13 commander predicted complex 2026 attacks after sinking tankers and Shadow Fleet vessels.
Oh.
Yeah, we also have this awesome new website that popped up. Ukraine made it, and it has. We can prop it up.
Yeah, oh, here we go. Okay. For some reason, it just was not in the history, but there we go.
There it is. It has all the losses in real time. I
Wow.
personally made it my homepage.
Dude,
But yeah, you have all your targets, and it goes by day. You can go look back at it. So
what's
it's
the
all-
address? What's the address?
I just put it in the live chat there, and I'll
Okay.
send it over to you as well in the back.
Oh yeah, I got it. Nice.
Cool.
Yeah.
Can I have it as well? I'm just learning about it.
Yeah.
No, you can't. You can't have it.
There you go.
Sorry.
All right.
Oh, I got it. I got it personally from Dick.
Yeah. Yeah, it's
Prove
really
that we
cool.
have a
Only
personal,
right thing
personal
to do.
relationship.
Yeah.
Should
Hey.
we?
Oh my
Should we
God. Are you
spread-
guys seeing what it said? The worm won't crush itself at the
Yeah.
Oh,
You know-
they have all these catchphrases.
Yeah.
Are you
That's awesome.
serious? Oh my gosh. Drones are looking for wow. Okay. All right. This is cool.
Yeah. Yeah. You know, maybe
The
we'll have
timing
to.
is so good.
Maybe we'll have to put this as the background for the show. And then every
Dude.
now and then I can just take the big window away so we can see it, right?
That's what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
That's pretty, yeah. I like that idea.
Yeah. Yeah, that's a good idea. I will get on that. I'm just rolling a little painkiller, sit in my seat for longer medication here, and I'll do that in the background while we're chatting.
Yeah. I apologize if you see me making strange faces on this in between. I'm in some considerable pain myself. I was telling the guys earlier, we had a power outage, as happens here near the front lines, and I was carrying some equipment in the laboratory, and there's these 3 steps that I have to always traverse going from the front door to the lab. And I knew one day, 6 months I've been walking those steps, and I knew one day they were going to get me, and they sure as shit they did. And I sprained. I had an MRI today on my ankle, and almost 50 years I've gone without spraining my ankle. So I guess I can be proud of that. But yeah. It's awful. It doesn't matter what position I put my foot in. I've got it wrapped. It's just, Oh God.
Yes,
and
spraining an ankle is just a beast of a injury.
Yeah.
Of course, we know James's line because Azov people are invincible. But
well, that said,
at the same time, some Russian commander is getting his rank upped right now because he's reporting, "Hey, we sprained this Azov's guy's ankle."
yeah,
He reported that in live
with the
chat.
power. Well, it's not going to stop me. We are actually expanding the laboratory,
Nice.
and I'm getting three new engineers very soon, and so I'm going to be underground building out the new workbenches and new storage for the guys, so we can really start chunking out some fiber optic drones here.
Cool.
And
so speaking of which, any donations that come in today direct to our links and super chats, whatever, all that kind of stuff is going right to James and the group so that they can use the money for whatever they need. So don't be shy, people. Let's fill the coffers for them, shall we?
Yeah, it really, guys, it really means a lot. And Dick, maybe if you wanted to bring up the website, the whyukraine.com, I want to just talk about it to viewers a little bit and explain.
Sure. One second here.
Well, while we do that, get it ready, James. You have a couple of questions coming in.
Oh, okay.
First one's
Cool.
Sarah World C for James. Is Azov receiving a lot of applications as they're fairly well known?
Yeah, well, especially the international battalion is getting a lot of applications. First of all, because and also internally, a lot of soldiers will seek to transfer or essentially do like an AWOL transfer to Azov because they know that we have good training and better training than most units. Although the armed forces of Ukraine is starting to emulate that kind of training program finally. But yeah, and then also there's been an article that the International Legion is being disbanded, individual units absorbed into their associated Ukrainian brigades, essentially.
Huh.
Interesting.
So a lot of guys may, for whatever reason, may be seeking to transfer there. So yeah, we have a whole recruiting department, and if you go to, we don't have to link this for people, but for some reason one of you wants to apply to Azov, you can go to azov.international to apply to the international battalion, and we have a whole group of recruiters who are very nice and they English speaking. And they will, interview you. And it's important to understand that, in general, almost everyone has to go through full infantry training. Even if you're going to be an engineer, you're going to do probably 2 months of pretty hardcore basic training. It's pretty well known to be the most hardcore training in Ukraine in general. So, but it's the best, I would argue.
Yeah.
By the way, Johnny, I love your banner back there.
Oh, really? I was waiting to bring it up to you.
Yeah.
Thank you for noticing. It's my most prized thing. I love and cherish it. I wake up every morning. You guys are such gods. I mean it so sincerely. I'm so psyched just to be on a stream with you. And I hope people will take to heart how important it is to donate just the money from everyone watching right now. Anything we can do, it really changes the war. It's something Russia cannot account for. It's been the deciding factor all these years. Every drone that we send over there, it just makes such a difference. I'm just honored to be in your presence right now.
Well, thank you. I know this. So you have a YouTube channel. It's Young Ukrainians, yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah, he does some real cool man on the scene, spontaneous interviews with people in the neighborhood and and it's really cool.
That's awesome. That's rocking. Hell yeah.
Yeah.
I'm gonna check it
James,
out for sure.
we have a message from CZ 2055. James, so good to see you. I've been wondering how you are. So glad to see you. You're safe and here. How's the abandoned dog you cared for and then rescued?
Oh, Buddy is doing great. He's at my home, which some of you know I have a home and a small farm with my wife's family in the very center of Ukraine, and yeah, maybe I'll post pictures. I was back home. Was it, I think last week? Very briefly, I was able to drop in and say hi to Buddy and you know,
That's cool.
as soon as I get out of the car, and it's great, you know. And I picked up we had 3 kittens, and I took them back with me back to the front lines because the guys in our safe houses, some of them, they might be safe from Russians, but they're not always safe from mice. And so, yeah, the kittens they're weaned now, and they've been trained as pretty good mousers. So,
Cool.
Yeah,
Yep. Got to have a job, man.
that's right. That's right. True.
And it's just it's so interesting because we see these pictures from front lines, and Russians are just shooting animals. They're shooting endangered species for sport. They destroy nature, and we see Ukrainian soldiers like caressing cats and adopting dogs and just doing all that. And we see James here, and that's like an important talking point that we just have to discuss because that's part of these people who are in the environment with the animals, with the nature, with Ukraine.
Yeah.
It's such a distinctive point about how this war is going.
Everybody around here will remember Starsky rescuing the little kitty. You know, that was cool.
It's not just a cliche propaganda point. It's how it is on these front lines.
Oh yeah.
Actually, just yesterday, Russia targeted a van full of pets, dogs, and cats that were getting out of the front line. This is like twice in a month that they're targeting animals, and I know they've hit countless of like horse farms and cows. Yeah, they're
crazy. It's wild. Like, why?
You know, speaking of all this, we have to get a hold of what's her name, Ostomal Animal Shelter there, and have them back on.
Yeah, let's have them on. They were great.
Yeah, I'll make a note of that.
Yeah. So, we were going to say about the website. Yeah.
Yes. Here we go.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Okay. So this is my website. Okay. It's like I pay for this domain. Some of you guys who have watched my YouTube channel know I've had this for a while. But the link here where it says click here to support it, that goes directly to Azov International Battalion. And the link there is maintained by Azov 1, which is the fundraising arm of Azov itself.
Okay.
It took a lot of wrangling to get this approved because they had a link for this, but what they didn't realize is about 50%. It wasn't through Stripe. This is done through Stripe. About 50% of U.S. banks were rejecting the connection to like Ukrainian banks or whatever, and there's a real problem. And so a lot of donations, foreign donations just weren't going through. So I worked really hard and diligently, with my battalion command and with Azov 1 and Azov International to get this link set up. It's a direct link. Now you can go to Azov 1, as you can click there, and you can donate to Azov in general, the Azov Corps. Okay. And that's fine too. But this goes to our specific battalion, the 3rd International Battalion of the 12th Special Purpose Brigade of the Azov Corps. And then there's a Azov 12th Brigade 3rd Battalion, it says there. That's the link to our website. That's the azov.international. Now that website is going to be revamped soon, and I think they might possibly, there you go. So that's where you would go if you wanted to apply to Azov, but that's also, remember the link I was telling you about that didn't always work? It's actually on this page. It's being revamped. They might add either that, it might change. Yeah. So, and then if we go back to my page, if you scroll down a little bit, I just want to be clear about what's on this page. It's where it says "Help Why Ukraine." Now, this is stuff that actually goes directly to me, as opposed to the top stuff there, which goes to my battalion. And let me explain why. Because the top stuff that goes to Azov, that's so that they can purchase like drones and equipment in bulk, okay? Which I need, which our battalion needs, not just drones, but all the stuff we need, like big bulk purchases. I can't do that stuff. But for my day-to-day needs for the laboratory, that's where, and that's like goes to my personal account. So I don't want to. I want people to get confused. They think they're joining, that they're donating directly to Azov when they click on this stuff. Like, oh, we need propellers for the laboratory, which we freaking always do.
I bet.
You know what I mean? And 3D printer filament, yada yada. Okay, and then if you scroll down from there, you'll see that I just added this. This is a trial. This is a new thing. Okay, And unfortunately, these are not made in Ukraine. I'm sorry. I've tried for 2 years to find people who could make stuff, that just says, I support Ukraine, and then be able to mail it directly. Like I send them the money and then they mail it internationally for me. I just couldn't find it. So, this is an American company, and it's if you want to show your support for Ukraine, it's about.
So if it's an American company, does that mean they're made in China?
Probably.
They might. No, I think they might actually be made somewhere in North America. Let's put it that way. I don't know. Probably not in China though. I did check that. That's the last thing we want. So
yeah, there's a lot of warehouses like in Mexico, but I don't even know how that's now.
Something like that. Yeah. Right, God.
Just don't tell us exactly where it's made, or ice will storm.
Yeah.
Right. But so about 50% of that goes directly to support my laboratory. So I just want to make sure everybody's clear about what that all is. And any way that you can support, and even if you can't, if you can share with your friends or family. It's also just incredibly helpful. You become a force multiplier in this war for sure.
And Christmas is right around the corner, and what a gift this would be. So,
there you go. Great thinking.
Yes.
Awesome.
Yep. And like the sweater on that page actually has that one has my YouTube channel on the sides.
Oh, forget it then.
That's the insignia on there. So I had to include something funny. So there you are.
All right. Yeah, it looks cool in black too. I like that.
Yeah, exactly.
Let me do the shirt. There's the gray. Yep. Looks good.
There's you have like your choice of like 10 colors. So cool. You can even choose pink, just for you, Commander McMillan.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah.
Pink is very fashionable right now.
Yeah.
Okay. Can we see pink?
Yeah.
I might go for that. Oh, nice. There you go. That looks very nice. And Ukraine is trendy, a lot of Ukrainian designs. They just entered the regular lives. I see people with embroidered T-shirts with just like supremely Ukrainian. I see people with like trizubs, the Tridents. Show your support, guys.
Awesome.
Yep.
Awesome indeed.
Yeah. So it's a trial, and we'll see if people are interested. I hope so. And if anybody has something special that they want or to request, that's cool too. I think that'd be pretty awesome. Maybe I could get that done.
So let's get some shout outs going here, because we've got a few. We'll start with Niles Knudsen in the chat, gifting out 10 Shills memberships. Thanks, Niles. I love a gifted membership, and I love 10 of them 10 times as much. Thanks, Niles. That's awesome. Yvonne Way came in with a good one here. Great stream and interesting news. Slavie Ukraine. Thank you very much, Yvonne. Spider Fate in with a little super heart. Thanks there. Very cool indeed. Camilla Matson. My screens have been sliding backwards a bit. It's a long story, and I got to pull them up because it's not good for my prescription anymore. But it was, wait for it. Good one. And Yvonne Way came in with the little foxy dude doing the little boxing thing with like the Cobra Kai sort of wax on, wax off thing going on, which is a very cool super sticker. Love it. And then Super Chad Matt in the chat there. He says, don't be a Trump supporter. Be a Ukraine supporter. Slavie Ukraine. Good shout, Matt. Well said. I got one more for you, too. Because Tyler Dowdy came in with a $20 direct Ko-fi donation for the Boom Boom Fund. Raise the roof. Awesome, everybody. Thank you so much indeed. Supporting Azov is supporting a victory for Ukraine.
Also, shout out to Spider Fate from this channel right here. Thank you so much coming in with a real cool emoji of, I think it's a pear or a bean. But thank you so much.
Awesome. Thank you, everybody. Well done indeed.
I was hoping we can get deeper into Slavie news that she presented earlier. I think it does tie nicely into what James is doing, but Ukraine had a massive week with the record-breaking attack that they unleashed over 300 drones on Russia, hitting multiple targets. And a lot of them are strategically placed. One thing I wanted to mention, they crippled the CPC terminal on Caspian Sea, like Slavie mentioned, and that affects Kazakhstan. So Russia builds these relationships with countries around it, using kind of twisting their arm, using their oil dominance and natural gas dominance. So when they destroyed this terminal, Kazakhstan cannot export their oil and gas. And it was kind of weird because they used the terminal because Russia built it, and they're like, go ahead, use our terminal. But it goes kind of around. It's not even like very good logistics, but that's all Kazakhstan had. And now it's been hit by Ukraine, and Ukraine said, sorry, Kazakhstan, we like you personally, and Kazakhstan is a friend of Ukraine. But, we have to cripple Russia. So right now, Kazakhstan, for the first time in history, they're in talks with China to build the direct pipeline possibly, or find other ways of trying to figure out how to get their crude to China. And this is basically globally, this is a win because this is going to sever the connection between China and Kazakhstan in some small part, but every little bit helps.
Yeah, I think we call that secondary kinetic sanctions.
Yeah, exactly.
Kinetic.
Yep.
This also, in turn, made Russian oil prices go down. The risks are going higher. Right now, Urals, that's like the main oil of Russia, is trading at $38.28, which is down $2.8. Russia is offering discounts. Basically, people don't want to get involved for the good reasons, not necessarily because they're Russian sympathizers, but there are risks involved. And Russia is offering discounts to keep pushing it. But again, that makes Russia lose money. And I think that's, something I couldn't wait to bring this up. For the first time in history of this green and blue flat earth, gas prices in Russia surpassed the United States. And that's something that Russia has been rubbing into our faces forever. No matter what you tell Russians, you live in shit, you don't have toilets, you don't have gas, like even though you're like a gas monopoly in the world. they always said, well, our gas prices are much cheaper. We don't pay as much like for gas. Right now, the gas prices in Russia is basically $3.8. So it's 80 rubles per 80 rubles per liter, which is like 304 rubles for a gallon, which is like $3.8 per gallon, basically, if you convert it to our currency here.
One sec. I'm just looking at the time. We're doing the show in 2 bits today. We've been doing this with some of our other shows. I know it's a tad annoying, but YouTube likes a show that's shorter versus longer. So this show will end just before the 1 hour mark, and then the new event comes up. There's redirects, all kinds of stuff. There'll be links in live chats and everything. And so, yeah, I just want to make sure we're on track here. We've got about, I don't know, 8 minutes or something like that. Oh no, we got about 12 minutes, 13 minutes until the switch over.
Cool.
Yeah. Okay. So sorry. Carry on.
Yeah. So, I mean, Ukraine is doing the right thing and lots of good news. Everything Ukraine is doing that, like, we should watch on that and kind of take that to heart and use it as an example.
I agree. The oil thing. Oh, wow. Yeah, I got a thing I wanted to get into as well, but I don't want to do that yet. We'll do it in the second one here. Slavie, should we maybe, so we don't get into a topic and then get interrupted, should we just throw a few questions at James and the panel, and then we'll...
And I'm open to anything, any questions. You can talk. We talk about Azov history, all that, whatever you want. No OPSEC. I'm the judge of that, obviously, and I can't discuss politics, especially politics of my particular country. Those are my only.
I'll happily do that for you.
Otherwise, and to be clear, I'm not given any restrictions on what I can say other than those, 2 things by Azov. But also, I'm an Azov member. I'm not like, my opinions do not represent the opinion of Azov Corps or my battalion at all. So,
James, don't worry. I'm screening the questions that I give you. So don't
it's all good. I don't care.
Yeah. So next question is from Sarah World C. Can I be a pest and ask another question? James was working in a replacement for Starlink. Can he talk about that? Great question. I remember that. And
yeah, I can. So here's what I can't give away too much without, OPSEC issues. But what I can say is that in my previous battalion, we were doing that. They were what we would call static links to static positions. And now in my current role, we're doing the same type of thing, but non-stat. We've upgraded this now, and we're working on non-static links. So in other words, a static link means something that stays in one place, okay, an antenna, okay? And now we're moving away from that and going to more mobile links that can be set up and taken down in very quickly. And that is something that it's a project my engineers are working on. Well, I hope they're in bed now, but they were working on it today.
Yeah.
What time is it over there right now where you are?
11 p.m.
11 p.m. All right. Yeah, you guys need your beauty sleep. So I only heard about
I have a
static
question,
links.
Johnny. So James has a lot of questions.
Yeah.
So does
I'm
James
cool,
know? Next up is from Pepper Nation. Does James know anything about whether international volunteers are accepted into Ukraine's Air Force? So much for reporting comes from frontline combat units. I hear little about the Air Forces.
Yeah, I had heard about that, about a program for that, but I don't have any connection to that, and it's I think it's very hush hush, because I had heard that was happening, but then it kind of just went away. And as you can imagine, like Azov, historically, out of necessity, has been primarily an infantry battalion. We're not involved with the Air Force, not yet, anyway. So yeah, I apologize for not having information on that. Let's put it this way: I hope so. I hope there's a volunteer program. If I had the bandwidth to organize it myself, I would.
Yeah. Ain't that the way sometimes, man? Too many ideas, not enough time. Why do humans have to sleep?
Not enough time and not enough money. Yep.
Amen.
We have another question from Johnny Networkard. Sorry, I'm butchering that. So the fiber is as expensive as the drones?
No, okay. So like it's a little right. How do I say this? First of all, it depends on how long the fiber is. Okay, it's the specific type of fiber. Then you have the, how do I say this? Winding the fiber is a flatulent pain in my ass. Okay. I don't have any other word for it. It's a high art that's still being developed. The fiber is wound on a spool at the factory, but in general, those spools are fairly large, unsuitable for attachment to a drone. So that has to be unwound and then wound onto another spool. Those spools cost money. The machines cost money. Add it all up, it's depending on the drone, right? So if we're talking about for example, on my website, I want to give people the opportunity to buy a drone for our laboratory, which someone thankfully did today, the very first person. I think it was yesterday, maybe. That's for the bare bones cheapest drone that is appropriate for use on the battlefield under any circumstances. Drones go up in price from there. So, $1,000, $1,500 in that range is probably more accurate. And because you need a larger drone, like a 15-inch drone to handle a fiber optic, because you're carrying more weight. It's distributed worsely. The rotational dynamics are awful. The flight characteristics change as you fly. Flying an FPV. Coming from my own experience, flying an FPV is like driving my Miata. Flying a fiber drone is like driving my 2002 F-150. Okay, just that's the difference, maybe. On ice.
Yeah, on ice. Yeah.
So anyway, so the point is, it's possible for the cost of the fiber to be lower than the drone. Usually it is, actually, and yeah. So I'm sorry, that was a complex.
Great answer.
Yeah.
Then we have a comment from it's fat. Can you please tell me, James, that it's great to see him and that we miss him and his live streams, and he finally posted another video yesterday. Will he be more active on YouTube again?
Yes, absolutely. This is my goal. Obviously, I have lots to do in the lab, but I've set a goal for myself to release more. I had to take a break because things are busy here, but also doing these drones, it takes a lot of money, and there's, how do I say this? This international battalion, I think, has a unique opportunity that hasn't been taken advantage of in previous international, like the International Legion, for example, to do outreach to the world. Okay, to represent Ukraine to the world and kind of give that grounding connection, I mean, every one of our soldiers comes from some town in America or Europe or South America, China even, okay? And they are potentially actually freaking heroes in their little home communities. If anybody knew
Yes.
that they existed and where they were from. And I have very strongly of the opinion that we need to make that connection more. And so I'm working very hard to do that. And this is the first step.
Yeah.
I'm sticking my neck out first to show the rest of my guys that, hey, you can do this too. Don't be afraid to be a total cringe monger.
Speaking of first step, that's the last step of the first show. So let's get the links into the new events and stuff. Get everybody over to round 2 and away we go. Big shout out to all of our donators and supporters and stuff. We'll get all our, T's dotted and I's crossed and everything at the end of the second show for a big wrap up.
You got your cheese?
Yeah, well, you got to do it backwards sometimes just to make sure. So yes, we're out of here quick. Let's say Slavie Ukraine, hit the credits, and see you on part 2, everybody.
Slava.
Slava.
Well done.